I got 16 top players to rank all the minis in Clash Mini, from those that will make you lose instantly to the minis you have to use to get that guard skin and that 3k trophy avatar. Starting with the tier, the minis you must avoid, such as the Barbarian. He literally has nothing to offer. He has no base ability, and his stars are just stat increases. He is kind of like chicken with no seasoning. Wait, actually that's quite fitting. The stats are there, but he just serves no purpose. Moving up to the C tier, these minis are weak, but they are useful in a few specific scenarios, such as the Wave Master Jr. I've never seen such a big swing here, from the best to the worst. It would be an understatement to say that the nerf affected her. The nerf demolished her like a big wrecking ball. She literally cannot absorb energy if she doesn't have the first star. So she being here shouldn't be a big shocker. Then we have Swordsman. If you have him in your deck, just switch it with the Valkyrie or the Mini P.E.K.K.A. I'll tell you why they completely overshadow her later. But next is the Guard and the Knight. These two elixir tanks just aren't that relevant in the meta right now, because the current meta is focused on backline infiltration with minis like the Archer and the Miner, so tanks in the front aren't going to help. Then we have the Lumberjack. It's kinda a niche pick because Barbarian King is the most popular hero right now, and he can literally give any mini 2 times damage, so that makes Lumberjack's little attack speed buff seem kinda trivial, right? And the potion is kinda unreliable too, because you never know on which tile he's gonna die and provide that potion, so you can't really rely on it that much. Then we have the Spear Goblin. His clash ability is just not that impactful. The other clash abilities like Prince Fisherman can ruin your enemy. Compared to to Spear Goblin, which can be easily countered. I'm sure you can see why he disappeared from the meta. Speaking of clash abilities, we have the Bowler. He's good on the Devil's Steel tile because its clash ability can easily take out the minis on that tile if the tile isn't in the back row, but otherwise there isn't really that much value. It's like bowling in an empty bowling alley. Then we have the Battle Healer. The Healing Ranger actually really overshadowed her as a healer because the healing in melee isn't that reliable. A wizard can easily destroy a strategy surrounding her. But last but not least, well actually maybe least, we have the Witch. The nerf to the skeleton HP definitely has an effect, but what's even more impactful is that the skeletons just give free those abilities to minions like the Archer, the Magic Archer, or the Dark Goblin, and that can lead to a really bad chain effect. Moving up to the B tier, these minions are okay and they do work well in 1 or 2 decks, such as the Giant Skeleton, despite having less HP than a Healing Ranger. No, I'm not kidding. The bomb is still pretty impactful, but not as impactful as this fucking F-bomb. That's the dumbest thing I could have said. Then we have the Golden Giant. He's a great tank, he has lots of HP, and it's also a great counter to Royal Champion Ewiz decks, and those are quite popular in the meta as well. Other than that, he doesn't really do anything stunning. Wait. No, I did not do that on purpose. Wait. Then we have the Mega Knight. Once again, a great tank. Oh. Why did I put a Miner? Mega Knight, right. Once again, he's a great tank, lots of HP. It shows that he's kinda situational, so he cannot rely on himself to carry. So he usually needs something else that can be staying alive, like a Countess. Then we have the Valkyrie. It's a great counter to Mosquito, which is very popular right now because of the splash damage, so even his invisibility can't help with that. But the attack speed takes forever to stack up, so it's not that great other than you counter the Mosquito. Then we have the Mini P.E.K.K.A. I have one word. Dissipate. That's all you need to know. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Then we have the Ice Wizard. It's a great mini to counter melee heroes like the P.E.K.K.A. and the Dagger Goblin, Mosquito. But if you're facing stuff like the Arch Queen, Magic Archer, or Royal Champion Ewiz, he's almost useless. So B tier is the perfect middle ground. Then we have the Magic Archer and the Dark Goblin. You might think, what is this weirdo doing grouping these two minis together? Well, it's because they're both ranged damage dealers that really benefit from Barbarian King. And guess who can do that as well? The Archer for 2 elixir. I still agree that these two have amazing potential, but it just feels outshined by the Archer in Barbarian King decks. So that leaves Dark Goblin kinda nowhere, and Magic Archer only in Archer Queen decks. Then we have nothing? Oh, Royal Ghost, there he is. Classic Royal Ghost hopping in and out. So he's sometimes useful as a utility mini because of the clash ability. to kind of mess with the enemy setup, but any upgrades beyond that is not really worth it. And last but not least, we have the Fisherman. Despite the incredibly deceiving hook visual, now you can hook only minis that are 3 tiles forward, so the back row will be completely safe from the Fisherman, and that's a big blow to him. But in other situations, he's still a good surprise factor. Moving up to the A tier, these are great minis and I would definitely recommend using them. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that again. Such as the P.E.K.K.A. She just deals so much damage. 24 damage per hit with the first and third star, and paired with Barbarian King, that is 48 damage. P.E.K.K.A. can do a Monk Super in 2 hits. What else do I have to say? Then we have the Prince. His ability to disposition minis is so strong, he can ruin an entire setup just because a mini isn't where he's supposed to be. And his stats are also awesome, one of the highest damage dealing minis. Then we have the Ewis. His stun lasts for 2 days. Oh, it's 3.5 seconds. Well, it felt like 2 days. And that's probably why he feels so strong, right? And now he pairs very well with Royal Champion, since they both have stuns, and the Ewis can give Royal Champion energy at the beginning. But one thing that does counter Ewis very well is Healing Ranger. Finally, getting the attention she deserves. The buff to the Unstoppable means that minis will get unstoppable forever basically until she's dead. Well, that's a great counter to stuns and slows. And because she heals a flat 6 HP instead of battle healer's percentage shield, that provides a lot of value to the Mosquito and the Miner. Both need heals and are very popular. And we have the Musketeer, one of the most underrated minis. She can stun 2 minis for ridiculously long times and push them back, and that's only for a 3 elixir mini. So that's quite powerful, and it works great in the Royal Champion Ewis deck. And last but not least, we have the Wizard. The damage buff from 2 to 3 definitely helped a lot. It makes him a great option for splash damage to kill mosquitoes quickly or chip down the P.E.K.K.A. And because he's so cheap, it fits perfectly in Barbarian King decks. And finally, we have the Holy Guacamole tier. You have to use at least one of these OP minis, such as the Miner. After the Fisherman nerf, the Miner kinda took its place as the backline counter. It's so annoying and it requires so much attention by the enemy, especially as a 2 elixir mini. And the damage is insane paired with Backstab and the Barking Super. I'm telling you, in this meta, he no longer plays a minor role. Then we have the Mosquito. Saying that the buffs helped him is an understatement. That was probably the biggest buff in Clash Mini history, so it's no surprise that now he's basically in every Barbarian King deck. Just because he can slowly ramp up the damage with the 2nd star, and he'll be dealing damage like a P.E.K.K.A. by round 5. And now, the moment you're all waiting for, the best mini is the Archer. What a surprise, right? You know what? I'll let the mini expo speak for herself. Show them why you are S tier material. And finally, here is the final tier list. Oh my god, I put it at the right direction. And here's a video of the reroll system that no one understands, and you can be the person manipulating it to give you those S tier minis that you want.